yeah, real tight. Need to hit this cash up if you tryna fuck, I just might. Hard to be a pretty bitch when everybody hating on you. Try to let you keep them, bitch, but now I'm finna take it from you. Now you got me heated, bitch, I'm about to blow the top off. I'm not the type to be the bitch, but I can get a nut off. I know that you want me while you faking it. Told her when I turn around, I put your face in it. And I'm loving it, your challenge, I be taking it. I'm a real freaky bitch, I'm not to play with it. I'm a freak, get lick, you tryna sneak, get lick. Y'all be trying with the niggas up in rain. Get then y'all ain't starving me, I'ma eat the beat. Have y'all niggas foodie anyway, me to me. Look, any mini money, bone fetish niggas suck my toes and catch his ass. Will never throw, won't never leave you nowhere home. The cat so good, won't leave me lonely, calling her to die. I was trying to put a phrase on this pussy power unknown. I popped in, popped out, popped on another mini skirt. Please leave that beef at home, we got the city turn. And please don't take it wrong, because I stay alert. I'm about to fuck the stage up, I'm about to fucking go berserk. About to make these bitches twerk, change the stats right out the skirt. About to take a nigga, throw it down, leave these bitches hurt. Let's go and do my thing, I'm shaking that shit, do the same. I make them wanna sing, to it, make them wanna get brain. Said it's new day, so I'm on my freaky dicky shit. Like where the niggas at, I'm trying to start my sticky licky shit. I told her to go down, because I know we wanna take a lick. Real spoiled bitch, do what I like to run, throw a fit, bam. How you do that there, you real thick in the part of face. You see to me, I said it's a real thin line between the real and the fake. I need a real nigga, come put that pussy on display. Nah, fuck that, tryna put the pussy on his face. He got me throw down, learn how to put the pussy in his place. But let me chill out, cause how was he doing me? I don't know if he crying for the pussy or pursuing me. No would be face down, ass up, give it to me. I tell a nigga how I like it, how the fuck my brother he got all the face down, ass up, do it how I like it. Call him Big Daddy, but I ain't tryna fight it. Yeah, I call him Daddy, but he ain't my father. I still want him to beat it like I've been out of order. He call me his little demon, but I'ma take it farther. Knowing that he need me, but I'ma make it harder.
Yo, what's up with the gang? It is your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media in the building, man. And it's another great, well, it's not a Friday, it's Saturday. Usually I do my shit on Fridays, but I changed it up, you know what I'm saying? I pushed it back on this gorgeous ass Saturday, man. That was Banbury with her newest track, Go Off, man. And she did that. And this week, we actually are about to go off, man. We about to dive deep and have a real conversation about mastering wealth, man. So, you know, I want to say, what up, y'all, and welcome back to Cartoons and Cuts, where we mix real conversations with real solutions. And so everybody talks about building wealth, right? But too many people overlook one of the most important parts: what's happened, and what's happened when it's gone, or what happened when you're gone. Excuse me. And that's the truth. Financial freedom isn't always just about how much money you can make. It's also about how well you are protected, and how well is your future protected. And if you're not thinking about life insurance, you might be setting your family up for struggle instead of security. So to break this all down, I got an expert, guys. I don't know much about finances, so I had to bring in someone who knows this game inside and out. She is a financial expert and an advocate for smart money moves. And if I'm being honest, probably one of the only person who gets on me about my financial habits. But hey, that's what makes her a good. That's what makes her good at what she does. So everybody, give a round of applause for my dog, Mrs. Tamia Spruce in the building, gang.
Hi.
So what's going on, Miss Tamia? How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Living it up.
Another
day in life.
Straight up, man. That's what's up. We are happy to have you in the building.
You.
Straight up. You know, give you your flowers. I told you I was going to get you on my podcast. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you can actually come through with it.
Yeah.
So,
got something to say.
yeah, you definitely do got something to say for real. So, you know, give us a little introduction about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in finances for over 5 years now, and I definitely would say I love it. I definitely would say that this is my career. I like helping people learn and helping people give knowledge and grow money, honestly. I came from a nice background family that was fortunate, but I just wanted to do more with my money. I wanted to leave a legacy, so I feel like I want to help people do the same thing, because there's always the opportunity to freedom, no matter how you look at freedom. But at the end of the day, it starts with being financially stable. And then it starts with your mindset, you know, having that discipline behind it. So I feel like restoring hope in people, that knowing that it is possible to have that financial stability and that financial freedom. I feel like that's one thing I love to do. I love to tell people that there's the opportunity to live a peaceful life and you can be stress free. Like, yes, you don't have to fall in the world's limitations. So, and really just coming from personal experience, so from my own, just dealing with my own medical, I feel like that's definitely been a challenge, having a medical illness, from the jump. You're faced with a lot of hardship in regards to finances. Seeing my mom go through it with insurance and then life insurance. I don't qualify for life insurance. So being able to help people establish life insurance, not just with death benefits, but with living benefits, knowing how to make more capital gain on your money that you have today. People get paid daily or every 2 weeks or every month. So knowing how to make the most out of your money with what you have, I feel like goes a long way. Even if you just have a little bit. A lot of people think you have to have a lot to invest, but no, you can have a little bit. I have seen a lot of people come from a little bit of nothing and reach their reaches.
Man, that's a lot to unpack for real. And you're right about that last point that you made. Just a little bit of money can really go a long way.
Yeah.
People think you need a lot of money to play with, but
right.
Yeah. So wait, so you say you don't qualify for insurance even with Obamacare and all that? I thought.
In regards to life insurance, so how it works is you kind of like do a medical test, because insurance is all about what can they take care of in regards to losses. So It's like a balancing act. So like the more problems you have, or if your life expectancy is shorter, then yes, it's harder to get state funding. So pretty much at a young age, that told me that I either have to be a business owner or figure out some type of way to establish money because I have to come up with my own death expenses. So that's the reality of it. A lot of people don't want to talk about death, nor do they want to start planning for it, but this is real life. The government is not going to take care of you, just keeping it honest. So it's like you really have to have that mindset and that discipline to want to be able to take care of yourself and give yourself that life that you deserve. I felt like just because I have a medical illness, I don't want to be limited. I don't want someone to tell me, where I can and cannot go, what I can and cannot do. So I just really stand by that, and I feel like no one should fall in that pit of society of feeling like they don't have an opportunity. So yes, it is very frustrating, but at the same time, like I said, that's what I want to teach people, that even if you can get a life insurance, or even if you can't, like I said, being able to have that knowledge to know how to set up yourself for success in the future, because you just never know what can happen. We're talking about unexpected things, we seen how COVID was, so it's like, keep your body together, and that costs. We're in inflation, so things ain't cheap out here, and we all know that it is not cheap to live a healthy, sustainable life. So it's like knowing how to make those right decisions and putting your priorities over your wants. Like, you really have to get involved in your finances if you actually expect to see some growth. And a lot of people don't really want to get involved. They know their issues, or they know where they're messing up in their budget plans, or, they know they should never went on that vacation, but they did. But these are things that you actually have to think about, because like I said, if something was to happen at any given moment, how much liability do you have set aside? How much emergency funds do you have set aside? When you talk about vehicles, we know insurance is high. Your car note's high. You got to pay for living expenses. But it's like if something was to happen, like your AC or your transmission or, things of that nature, do you have enough emergency funds to still live a sustainable living? And that is the real truth behind it. Like, can you actually continue your living style and maintain it? I feel like the issue for a lot of people is the maintaining part.
I see that. Yeah, because I saw a study where they said the average American only has about $1,000 in their savings. Yeah. So an emergency of $1,000 can go like that. I mean, cause shit, cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can easily rack that up. You know.
So,
what is some of the mistakes that you see people make over? You said maintenance. I heard you talk about that. So would you say that's kind of one of the mistakes that you see constantly people make?
Oh, most definitely. I cannot stress that enough, to stay within your bare means. Like, honestly, I done worked with a lot of people, done seen a lot of walks of life, people with a lot of money from here to there. So I always was curious, people that actually do have 50 grand or more in their bank accounts, how did you get there? Because in today's society, it's like, how can you even save if you're not even getting paid enough? And honestly, they said the same thing, making those sacrifices. If you got to eat ramen noodles for 2 years, if you are sacrificing not going on vacation, not spending time with your friends all the time, then that's money you're putting aside for your future. We all know how much it is to pay for a house. And also you want to have some type of down payment. You know, you can't get nothing without having something.
Right.
And that's what my grandma always told me. So I feel like honestly in today's world, credit is the new dollar. I used to do lending myself. So looking at credit reports, DTI, you know, your debt against your income. I cannot stress that enough. So it's like coming down to those priorities, taking a look at your budget and really understanding credit. Because again, it's a balancing act. You know, you got to have some type of credit history, credit background in regards to credit cards, personal loans. But at the same time, like I say, it's easy. It's easy to borrow. Anybody can borrow. Anyone can borrow.
Right.
But can you afford it?
Can you pay it back, though?
Exactly.
That's the big thing.
Can you afford it? And when I say afford, I mean like in the liability cost. Like people love to say, oh, the car note is only like $500. You know, I can pay that. That's no problem. Or my loan payment is only like $300. I can pay that. No problem. But if something was to drastically happen, you shouldn't have to be in that predicament where you have to choose either to pay this debt payment or pay some food on your table.
Right.
You know, so it's like those little things do matter in the long run. We're in inflation, so this is getting more and more real.
Yeah, it's definitely getting more and more real. A lot of people don't even acknowledge their finance or really acknowledge like the inflation fact that we are in. Why do you think that? You know,
I feel like 'cause it comes down to the fear. It really just comes down to the fear. In regards to inflation, you know, really seeing, I feel like me, honestly, just reading from history books is really coming down to accepting that we are living history each and every day. And when you look at the past history and look how things were adjusted in regards to greed, money, and power, and then you fast forward today where a lot of people, we're living in a materialistic world. So it just shows the cause and effect of greed, money, and power. But I feel like in today's time, being that we have reached that point where, you know, we're pretty effed up now. You know, our food is messed up. You know, living is messed up. Like, it's a struggle out here. It's pretty crazy. Like, we were all saying that about Easter coming up. Like, this is going to be a crazy Easter. But also, this is like real life. We're seeing the cause and effect. And I feel like because of that, we need to start buckling down and getting real. Getting real with things and having those real conversations with ourselves. And I feel like at the end of the day, things happen for a reason, honestly. You know, everything comes back to full circle. So, yeah, you know,
definitely.
we spent all that money on genetically modifying foods, and now look at us. Got to go back to eating fruits and vegetables. So it's like we're seeing the cause and effect of it, but it's just going to bring us back to step one. You have to get back involved. You have to face those true things. So it's like, yeah, like, and I feel like we slowly are, but I also feel like, again, it's come down to that really accepting that this is real life. You only have one life. You don't really know how long you're going to live. So it's like making the most out of each and every day and also taking better use of your time. Your time is very valuable. And people, I tell them every day, you know, I work in banking. So seeing people come in and always say, you know, I got to help my loved ones. You know, I want to make sure they that I understand. I have a heart as well. But at the same time, I'm going to remind you, we is in inflation. You need to care about yourself as well, you know.
Self-preservation comes first, for real. You know?
Yes. Because I meet people like that all the time. They're like, oh, you know, I want to do this for so-and-so. And then I'll be like, but is your car note paid? Oh, I already paid my car note. Yeah, I understand you already paid it, but can you pay it again?
Right.
Can you pay it? Can you put like 3 months down? Can you put 5 months down? Can you have that flexibility to do that? Are you going paycheck by paycheck? Are you going payment by payment? You know, this is the reality when I talk about longevity for yourself.
Man, definitely. That's a lot to unpack, man. For real. So we're gonna take a quick break, real quick, then come back into it. You know what I mean? Because, hey, you saying a lot that people not even prepared to have those conversations. And not even thinking about, damn, can I pay my car note 5 months in advance? Because you hear old people talk like that, but it's like, we the new old people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're the new world, and we need to start thinking like it and acting like it.
Man, definitely we do, man. So we're going to take a break. I'm going to leave y'all with some music. This is Zeus Rebel Waters. He just had Donuts with Dads or something like that not too long ago. But, yeah, shout out to Zeus, man. He's doing a lot. So, yeah, here we go, man. This is love.
Yeah. So I know
Yes, sir. Yes, sirski, man. That was your boy Zeus Rebel Waters with Love, man. He was fell in love with damn near every girl in the loop, goddamn me. He was stealing motherfuckers' girlfriends, baby mamas, everybody. Damn, stay away from that guy. Nah, shout out to Zeus, man. Like I said, he's doing a lot of good work in the neighborhoods and shit. So, man, we salute you, gang. He just came back from Mulberry, Missouri, and had a concert with him and Bone the Mac last weekend. So, he's outside. Yeah. So, how you like that song, though, man?
I like it.
Yeah. It's a bop, ain't it? Kind of, sort of like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we back. We still talking about mastering money skills. And also we also are talking about the power of finance, not finance, but having life insurance and stuff. So, let's talk about what's a good investment for someone starting with $1,000.
CDs, certificates of deposits, most definitely, because it's economy based. So yes, it is a variable rate. So your rate can fluctuate, but I mean it's locked away for a term. So that's the benefit of it, that you are guaranteed to get some type of return from it.
Right.
So I would say that is the easiest, quickest way to, yes, get started with investing. And then also builds that discipline too, knowing that you have money sitting there and you can't pull it out, because if you pull it out, you get a penalty.
Right.
And nobody wants to pay that penalty.
So it grows interest, right? Compounded interest
Yes.
against the market. So
yes,
whatever
you have the choice of compound. You can actually get your interest mailed to you, deposited in your checking account, but the best to get more of your bank compound.
Exactly. So, okay, and kind of explain that for people who don't know, like, what is compounded interest? And, you got to talk to people like they 5, like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? So
pretty much, with the institution, they have their own interest rates. So, and the economy has the margin for the interest rates. But we all know, too, how a bank works,
Yeah,
the more money you put in, the more you can get back. Because at the end of the day, that's how they make their money, is off of your money. So that's the big thing I try to let people know too, is building that relationship with the institution, because it looks better for you in regards to your growth and finances. So that's why I say the quickest way, CDs. Right. That's the quickest way to build that relationship, because you're retaining the money with them. So, they're going to like you for that.
Exactly.
And then in regards to getting the interest back, like I said, the more you have in there, the better it is for you. So let's say like right now, the rates are like about a 4.3 right now.
That's pretty good.
So if you have a good about 10 grand, you can get a nice couple hundred back.
A couple hundred back.
Exactly.
Right.
But if you had that interest mailed out to you, we know how this works. Anything that is taken out of any type of investment is also taxed by Uncle Sam. So that's the big thing about compounding and leaving your money where it is if it is gaining any interest. Because like I said, if you take it out, it's just like annuities, just like life insurance, just like pretty much any investment. You take it out, it's going to get taxed. Uncle Sam. You take out your IRA, it's taxed. Your pension, all those things. So the best way to get around it, kind of keep it in there. That's why I say stay within your means. Because if you don't need it, exactly, it will sit there and just keep gaining and gaining, but also don't leave it in there. We did go through a whole pandemic, so it's everyone that actually had money sitting in places, you actually kind of lost. Right. And that's because, again, there's no money circulating. So if you were that one that had 20, 50 grand sitting in your bank account, most likely you took a lot out to sustain your living. And then also you lost some due to fees, because, again, a bank makes money off your money. Right. So when you talk about the economy, again, a lot of people are not able to sustain their living, so that means they have to get more debt. Get more debt costs more money. So I feel like within my whole time in banking, I have never seen a point where institutions actually had to buy more money. And that was because enough money wasn't going around. There wasn't enough money being retained.
Now, and with that being said, that's very dangerous when banks going out to buy more money, because the price of money now goes up, right? Yeah, because it's scarce in the economy. So that's why times are hard, if you will, now.
Right. Yeah. And the price goes up, interest goes down. Exactly. It's that leveling game. And that's why you have bigger interest rates on loans and credit cards, auto vehicles, because it has to come from somewhere.
So who do you think is winning in this economy? Like in all of this mess, like who is coming on top? Is it the banks? Is it the feds? Like who's really coming on top?
I would say insurance.
Insurance.
Insurance, because we know you can't live without insurance. You can't live without it. You got to have some type of protection for
True.
yourself, either today, tomorrow, or in the future. So I would definitely say insurance.
Damn.
They're making the biggest, payback from all of this. Yeah, because you think about your car note and you think about insurance.
They go hand in hand, if you will. Like, shit, where you going without that insurance, you know?
And if you get pulled over and you don't got insurance, now you got to pay. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like insurance, because you can't live without it. If you live somewhere, you got to have insurance. Like,
damn. So they eating it up in this market, because all they can do is just keep adjusting their price and be like, hey, you know, inflation, man, I got to make the adjustment for the market.
And you got to have some type of liability. So 'cause
Right.
if you don't have liability, you know how that works. You know, a lot of people get in that situation where they get in situations and then they don't have the liability. Now they're stuck with a loan they can't pay off. Because the insurance done already did how much they gonna do. Because that's how insurance is, you know. They only gonna cover what they gonna cover. That's why I stress all the time to save up. Because just in case, like gap insurance. Learning what gap insurance is, it's like have some money set aside. Because you can't depend on insurance. You know, like same thing when you buy a new vehicle. Have that down payment. Because if you think you finna get fully priced,
Nah, that's, you ain't lying about that. So, break down like the funeral cost for medical bills and I guess burial fees and whatever. So
over
like
$50,000.
Man, really?
Yeah. Just within banking, people come in and like try to get cashier's checks or cash to purchase tombstones, and it's been happening a lot. Unfortunately, a lot of deaths have been going on in the world, and tombstones, they are not cheap.
Right.
You're paying about 10 to about 20 grand for a rock. That's how I feel, you know. And then also talking about the casket too, talking about the funeral home. Yeah, that's looking at about another like 12 to almost 20 grand. And then not only that, if the person doesn't have their stuff together, when we talk about estate planning, I cannot stress that enough too. Like plan for that time of when you're going to go away. If people don't have their stuff together, then it's like a hassle trying to even get all of those things. It's really stressful on the family. It really is. But I would definitely say, yeah, it's a lot of money. It's not cheap at all. Death is more expensive than living, honestly. I understand why we have homeless people in the world. Yeah. But death is definitely more expensive because, again, when they die, who paying for them? Everyone that works.
Right.
You know, who pays for people that don't have insurance when they go to the hospital? Everyone that does.
Yep. People don't think that.
You know, it has to come from somewhere. You know, same thing if you're in a community and you don't see a lot of things getting fixed, like potholes, or you don't see businesses getting the support that they need. Again, money is not circulating. You know, you have jobs out here that are not paying people enough or not even giving them enough to be motivated to come to the job. So who's really the backbone? The people that got money. And the people that got money, how much can they really do? Because, again, they have to build up their savings.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm like, we're really in that restraint right now where you really have to buckle down.
Damn, that's for real. America is a third world country with a Gucci belt on, for real.
For real.
If only people knew, you know what I'm saying? So, so what type of impacts have you seen personally, like, from family members when they don't have the funds or lack of planning?
Yeah, it's really stressful. Really sad. But I'm a big empathy person because I have been through it myself. So I have seen the process down to just every little thing, buying the flowers and everything. But like I said, if they don't have some type of thing planned out, so basically when I say that, you don't have a beneficiary, you don't have someone paid upon death. Right now, what's really popular with people is having a trust. A trust is a little more, it takes a bit more because you do have to have an attorney to write up the documents.
Right.
Same thing with a power of attorney. You have to have someone to write up the documents, but honestly, that is your best bet to know that something is definitely secure. Because when you don't have somebody's name on it, it goes to probate, and we all know how this world is. If you got free money sitting out there, who does it go to?
Man, you know Uncle Sam want that, man. What's up?
So
and he gonna make you wait 7 years. What's up?
Exactly. And that's how it will be sometimes too. Like if you can't get that money in enough time to, let's say, pay for the funeral, then yes, you do have to wait for the states to process it. And we know how it moves. It is so slow. I mean, it takes a long time just to even get the death certificate. That can take up to 2 weeks. So, just with that, you're already on hold to even get what even they have in the account.
Right.
So it's like it is very stressful when someone doesn't have all those things put together. So that's why I say to a lot of people, you need to think about it now, especially if you're a business owner and you have businesses. Exactly. If you're hiring people and you have people working for you, what if something happened to you? Like, where does that go? Do you have shareholders? Do you have someone that will take charge? Do you have a board of directors? Do you have all that laid out? A lot of people don't have those things laid out as a business. And then when things happen, it's hard to scramble. And I have seen that done as well.
Damn, that got to be very hard, especially from a business, because you done worked all your life to acquire this building, man. Damn, man, that's gotta
just
suck.
For the bank to come and take it,
Yeah, it's
because
hard.
no one's name is on it, like nothing. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Yeah,
man. So people really need to know, where can they go to like get the literacy, like to get financial literacy. Who do they talk to? Because the banks, it's scary. You can't walk into the bank and be like, teach me about money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where do people should go?
I would definitely say follow me.
Hey, y'all heard that?
Definitely, because I'm all about the people. So
Yeah.
I'm all about integrity. That's why people love to work with me, because I'm not looking to make nothing off nobody. Seriously, I understand. I've been on both sides of the fence, so I understand the struggle. But honestly, I feel like educating yourself.
Right.
I feel like there's nothing more powerful than educating yourself. You can't depend on people to know too much or have the answers for you. You got to remember, it's a job. So as much as you go somewhere and you do expect people to have that heart and care and lead you in the right direction, we all done seen this world. That's why I came up with the whole word Ponzi scheme. So I feel like, honestly, educate yourself. Look up the company, educate yourself into investments. And when I say investments, look up the company that you want to invest in.
Right.
How are they using the money? If you want to get deeper into it, find people within that company and ask, why did they invest? Like, I feel like really educating yourself in regards to anything when it comes down to your money, because it's like taking a risk on yourself. It's your money. That's something you can't really get back, as much as it doesn't matter, because it is paper and it is digital in the computer. So at the end of the day, it's not yours. It's some old zeros.
Zeros and ones,
right? But it's also something valuable that we need to have to make exchanges in this world. So you have to know how to best use it. And I feel like educating yourself. I didn't get this far without educating myself. I'm a self-learner. I'm self-taught. Very disciplined, very driven. So I feel like everything I do, I want to do it because knowledge is power. The more I know, the more I can help people.
Right.
So that's why I say, like, if you honestly have those questions, ask me, because I have definitely proven it myself. I left at 17 and look at me now. So,
right.
Talk about leaving a home and not knowing this world, not knowing how to really make it. But I did, though. And I never was stressed out. I never, had to make little works out of nothing. Like, even during the pandemic, I'm like, oh my goodness, I made it out of there. And a lot of people really didn't, but it comes down to that mindset. So I really just say self-educating yourself, and that starts with getting involved. You really have to face the reality of what you want as a person. So I definitely say self-educating. Read money books. That was the best advice that I ever got in my life, is to read those money books. People didn't write those books for nothing. Successful people, they're not out there for no reason. It's like, really get involved of why people do what they do. Because I cannot stress that enough, too. When you look at the other side of the world, all they eat is rice, meat, and bread. And it's like, look at America. So it's like, everything, you really have to start analyzing what is actually good for you. And that's how I kind of felt the same way. My family, they had an idea of the lifestyle that they wanted to give me, and I did not agree with that. That's why I left, and I wanted to create my own lifestyle. I gave my own self the life because I didn't want to ever have to depend on anyone. So I feel like just really knowing your own goals, honestly, because when you speak to successful people, that's what they tell you. Like, you got to know who you are. Like, period. You got to know what you want, because you only got one life and you got one mission. So if you get caught up in this world, then again, that's something you're passing on to the next. So when you talk about generational trauma, generational curses, why things are still in loopholes, again, if you can't face the reality of that this is real life, yeah.
No, for real though, man. It's it's like we don't want to talk about these serious conversations in our community, man. I don't know why. It's like it's cool to be dumb. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. So I like the fact that you're trying to get us educated. We're gonna take another quick break. And we're gonna come right back with it, man. This my boy Baby Skeet with Sport Mode Gang Gigging. Cartoons and cuts, let's get it.
Yo, I got you. Yeah. Sport mode. 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 Hey. Sport mode. 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 Have you ever been in a drop top? Bad bitches twerking with some fat knots. Cuz say you keep gon' make your motor lock. Jungle juice had me trimming shit, I need to stop. I was busting off the yak, trying to get me a sack. Don't like a skinny hoe, that dick bitch gon' throw it back. 4 cars deep, trying to match. She playing with my chain, saying you don't know how to act. We ride around with tops, ride around with blicks. Scope on that bitch, so you see you gon' hit. Prices went up, so you know it's fucking lit. Rule number 1, don't leave the house without the stick. Sport mode, 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 sport mode. Hey, I just took the traction off, spazzing in the whip, I be taking off. I be cold as fuck, still gotta take my shirt off. I was put up, heard I can't take a loss. See them blue lights better get away. Spazzing in the straight, they gotta take away. He blowing his bitch phone up, but she giving face. I told her anime shit, eat the cake. Sport mode, 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 sport mode. Hey.
Yeah, man. That was Baby Skeet with Sport Mode, man. That was a litty ass video. I ain't even gonna lie. Another round for my gang, man. All these artists, they are local artists that I be playing too. So, you know, put on for your city, man. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat, man. We are having a good conversation about financial literacy, man. And who can get you more literate than a financial advisor? So, Mia, tell me, how important is it to have more than one source of income, and break down passive versus active income?
I would definitely say it's very important because you don't want to just depend on a job, honestly.
Right.
Because we already know how jobs work. There's a cap, so that's why I talk about making more use of your money. So definitely finding some type of side hustle or trade. Put your passion into something. You should definitely get paid off of what you value. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely working your potential. Don't let nobody tell you that you gotta work a job and that's how you secure benefits. Like,
yeah, we know that's not how it's happening no more.
Right, because when you talk about annuities, you know, if you start a little hustle or make the right decisions in regards to maintaining credit, using it properly, investing properly, then yeah, if you got money set aside that you necessarily don't really need, then annuities, again, you can get paid off your own money, have paycheck of your own money. It's just like having a business, but at least you know it's secured with the government, you know. So that's that extra layer of security. Yes, there is tax advantages as well, but I would definitely say, yeah, just really the knowledge of maintaining your finances. And in regards to passive and active, that's really what it breaks down to.
Right.
You know, how much money do you have just sitting there doing nothing, and how much money are you actively putting out there to have build and grow for you? So that's why people love investments, because that's money that's actively growing for you, even if you don't touch it. But again, with really, really good investments, you do kind of have to have something. So that comes back down to the discipline and that mindset in regards to maintaining your finances. But again, like I said, you can start with just a little and watch it grow. So like I said, starting with $1,000 CD and then watching it grow over time, give it about 3 to 5 years, you're gonna have that 10 grand,
Right,
you know,
right.
and that's just from sitting it there and letting the economy do what the economy gonna do. But again, you have to get involved and understand the economy and why things are how they are. So yeah, so like you don't want money just sitting there doing nothing, but you don't want too much of your money then dispersed everywhere.
Right. So, with annuities, because you was talking about that. So what is that again? Like, and how does that work?
So pretty much it's like if you just have money sitting there, like let's say like 10 grand or 20 grand, you can leave it there and let it accumulate. So you'll put payments into it, obviously, but it will be like fixed payment. Depending on what you get, you can do fixed, variable. It just really just depends on
Right.
what you're playing in regards to your budget. But you can put those payments in there and watch it accumulate again based on the economy
Based on
and
the
where it
economy.
is. And then at a certain point, because it's like a term, so at a certain point, you can also set or it'll already be set depending on how your contract is, and you'll start getting payouts. So it's like the best thing, like let's say you want to retire at the age of like 60, or nowadays you want to retire at 50. If you have money that you have accumulated and not really touching during your ages of 30, again, that's money you can set aside. So by the time you do reach that retirement age, you can not only get paid everything else, but now you can get paid off the money that you done had set aside that you didn't need. So it makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference. See, I wish people would talk more like this, man, because you don't know that. So I could pay into my own retirement plan, so to speak, if you will, different from my
Yes.
actual, separate from my IRA, and
Right.
it's still separate from like another pension,
A
if you will.
401k.
Yeah, 401k
yes.
or something like
I
that.
agree, because I don't really support 401ks. I mean, it's a nice investment vehicle. It's the most basic, simple investment tool that you can use out there. However, I would say an IRA. I would say a Roth IRA,
Yeah,
most
Roth IRA,
definitely.
definitely get one of those.
But,
Yes.
but even with the IRA, understanding the fees that goes into it, because again, the economy fluctuates. So I have an IRA, and seeing the fees that came out during the pandemic, it was like, whoa.
Yep.
But that also let me know, put more in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you balance it out. It's just like a loan. Like, you want to cancel out that interest, put more in.
Right. Right. Dead ass. So what are some common financial traps that you see people make?
Credit.
Credit.
Yes. I was just speaking with a parent the other day in regards to that, and she was saying the same thing because she has a lot of kids. And she was saying how she feels the same way, that there's no resources out here for the children when it comes to credit and knowledge. Because, again, we all know this. Once you turn 18, they start sending that stuff in the mail.
Yeah.
You know, you get happy-go-lucky. You like, what? Got a credit card? I ain't got to do nothing.
For
What?
50 bands, they
For
talk?
real.
Yep.
Again, though, like I say all the time, yes, you can borrow, but can you afford it?
Right.
You know, not everything is free in this world. We know this. It comes with a price. So as soon as you spend on that credit card, what they going to do? Charge you the interest.
Yep.
As soon as you go put that check that says it's a loan and all that, they finna charge you that interest. And I feel like things like that, honestly, it's almost like a
Predatory lending, I feel like that's what it is. You
That's
know,
how
I say it,
that's
you know.
like it gets you in the trap, because I got that question a lot too. Why can I get a loan online, you know, so easily within 5 seconds? You know, I can get the money today versus going into a bank or a credit union, got to fill out an application, I got to go through all of this. What's the difference? And I try to explain to people, when you go somewhere local, it has more structure
Right.
in regards to government, the Fed, so you have more structure, because if it was a big financial loss, at least you know that you're protected. And that's the interest rate difference, that because it's government funded, exactly, that's why you see lower interest rates when you go local. When you do something online and apply to all those online personal loans and all the loans and things of that nature, the interest rate is a lot higher because it's online. We all know how online is with e-commerce and things. It's a little hard in regards to government and federal regulations.
Yep.
So it's like, because of that, the interest rate is high, because they have to build that liability somewhere, so they're going to
Right.
make you pay for it. You know?
Yeah, it's a
So-
trade-off somewhere. You feel me?
Exactly.
Damn.
So that's like the main difference. And that's why I tell people, just because you see it online and it's easy to get, not everything's good. Not everything's good for you. So it's like you really have to self-educate yourself.
Right. That's what they say. Everything glitter ain't gold for real.
Exactly.
That's what they mean by that. All them old people saying starting to make sense now, you know. Dead ass, man. So lifestyle, inflation, bad debt, loans, and get rich schemes. Is that a lot of things that you see too going on in the bank?
Oh yeah, definitely the get rich schemes.
Yeah.
Fraud is at all time high right now.
Yeah.
Like
Them scamming boys. Yeah.
It's getting worse and worse too. It's getting worse and worse because now fraud, they're tracking down businesses. So if you got a business and your stuff ain't together, I recommend you get it together, boo. Like, for real, cause it's just getting that serious out here. And I would definitely say don't fall for it. Like a lot of things, they try to prey on your vulnerability. You know, we are in inflation, so it's like you can make $10 off a little to none. You know,
right?
I feel
For
like
real.
one of the most examples of money schemes, gambling.
Yeah. Oh man. And why you say that even though it's legal? You know what I'm saying? You know.
Because again, it's like you need to save your money. That's what I believe in saving your money. But at the same time, do what you want with your money, but I also feel like it's another addictive tool.
Yeah.
Because we all know how valuable money is. And again, as with fraud prevention, they will use that to their advantage. So, you know, if you're told that you can only put in this much and get this much back, it's like, exactly. Next thing you know, you're doing it every week, every month. So it's like the money scams are real out here. You got lottery scams. You got the text messages. We all know this. You got the tolls now.
Yeah, what's up with the toll? Like, ain't no
where
toll
are
in
these
St.
tolls
Louis.
messages coming from? You know, you got postal service messages now. So
Yep.
it's getting crazy. But again, technology. It's so accessible now. You know, my grandma was just saying, like, how you get my number? They got a database.
Right.
Databases everywhere. Your number is everywhere. Like, as soon as your number's on the market, it's out there.
Right.
You know, this is technically free information, but
Said technically, yeah.
you know, it's those gray areas, but I would definitely say hold on to your money as much as you can, because there's always people out there trying to be in your pocket. Always.
Man.
People think just because somebody driving a BMW that they got 10 bands in their pocket.
Homie.
Not necessarily.
You might be richer than them on the bus, for real. You never know. You never know.
And it
goddamn
be
it.
like that. I done seen a lot of people, and you have the people that be making, you know, the little things out of nothing, like, but they be so humble, you know, they only got $10 in their account, but just know they finna eat. You know
Now, you
what
ain't
I'm
lying.
saying? Like,
A fire ass meal of something. A bag of air. That shit tastes hella good.
so I would definitely say retain your money as much as you can. Honestly, stay within your means. If you feel like you can live without it, yeah.
So what's one habit people could break today or should break today to get them on a path of financial freedom or to improve it?
I would say the materialistic mindset. What my grandma say, keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everything look nice. We all know this. You know, people can put on that ego, that persona, this, that, and the other. But like I said, I have seen a lot of people, and I have seen their bank accounts. So, you know, when you talk about finances, yeah, it can all look good on the outside, but how your portfolio doing?
Right.
You know, can you leave a legacy? What are you leaving for your children? You know, what are you leaving for your grandparents? Like anyone. You know, what do you have to pass along? Because that's really the problem, too, that we have seen within generations and generations. You know, how many people in their family actually have things passed down?
Shit, nobody. We were supposed to get the house passed down in our generation, but shit, you know how it is. Everybody
it's
moved
like,
out the hood, goddamn me.
Like, those are things we need to start thinking about, especially, you know, when we talk about the communities and stuff. So it's like we need to start getting involved with ourselves.
Right.
And I definitely say, yeah, just retaining as much as you can, staying self-educated, and yeah.
What's a book that you could recommend somebody to read? Because you said you mentioned a money book, so should they read Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
That's
you know?
definitely a good book.
Yeah.
Very, very common book because it teaches you the mindset in regards to being humble and not judging a book by its cover. So I would definitely recommend that book. I will also say The 12 Pillars to Success.
Oh, that's a good one,
That's
too.
a good one because it gets you in the mindset by step of what it's going to take. Because it's not going to be easy to really get there. Like, a lot of people think it's going to be, it's really not. it really is going to take some discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody wants to have to think about this and think about that in regards to what they got to eat over their priorities. And it's like, you got to think about your longevity. You got to think about your future. How bad do you want it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How bad do you want that house? How bad do you want to set up a sustainable living for yourself? How bad do you want to leave something for your siblings or for your loved ones? You have to think about that because no one's going to do it for you. So it's like, who is it going to start with? Who's going to leave that path? Who's going to break that cycle of being stressed out, you know, of having to overwork, of having to think about this? And it's like, it's just too much. I feel like, honestly, we have the opportunity to do it. It just really comes down to wanting to do it, wanting to chase after. You have to seek it. It's not going to be out there in front of your face. You have to go seek and find it.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God.
Yes, and that's when, like, when people talk about shopping around, shopping rates, that takes work. It's just like looking for a job, you know.
That's
you calling around, asking questions. But again, how bad do you want it?
Mm-hmm. Man, that's very, very impactful, man. For real. How bad do you want it? We're going to take another quick break, though. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Next song, we're going to get to rolling. We're going to play my boy Prophet Marley, Richie Wow, and who else on this? It's hella niggas. Trench Baby is the name of the song. Whole lot of niggas hold.
DJ. Phones ringing, ayy, blend is blended. Yeah, niggas dissing. Okay, let's get the blicking. Yeah, Ginger baby, I ain't have a pot to piss, but now I'm having a whole lot of shit. Grew up kinda fast. I refuse to come and last shit. I've been on the ass, trying to touch $1 million cash. Yeah, diamonds dancing. Yeah, drippy. Ayy, heard they want my head, well tell them get up with me.
And I'm the biggest lizard. They know I'm really trenchy. They know I bone that Fendi. In the trap I blendy. Got my foot up on the gas and I'm driving hella fast. Cause this is scat, big slizzy slash. Trench baby, what you mean? Hot dog, pork and bean. French fried for my fiends. Still trapping like I'm broke. Still step on nigga like a roll. All my slizzy slimy like some snot. They'll wipe your nose. I was broke, couldn't buy no clothes. Now I'm drippy. Bigger Mary, all these blue, they gon' think I'm 60 crippin'. If the police get me in that room, please that Fifth Amendment. See the law, I jump that spin. They know DG from the trench.
Phones ringing, ayy, blend is blended. Yeah, niggas dissing. Okay, let's get the blicking. Yeah, Ginger baby, I ain't have a pot to piss, but now I'm having a whole lot of shit. Grew up kinda fast. I refuse to come and last shit. I've been on the ass, trying to touch $1 million cash. Yeah, diamonds dancing. Yeah, drippy. Ayy, heard they want my head, well tell them get up with me.
I'm a trenches baby, in them trenches, nigga. All I know is free my brother Neil. He in the fence right now for selling dope, and we got that gas and it's fire. Got it for the low. The old say what he home planted till he said it stop. I don't fuck with none of y'all niggas. All you niggas lame. He a rat, your friend a rat too. Piggy in the brain, riding with it. Know the consequences. Put your brains on a briefcase, mind your business. Slack. Hey, I'm with my nigga Rich. My OG with the jail for that dog like Vic. Hey, I don't fuck with niggas. No. Not at all. Nigga shot ain't hit shit. That's a fucking herb, boy. Hey.
Phones ringing, ayy, blend is blended. Yeah, niggas dissing. Okay, let's get the blicking. Yeah, Ginger baby, I ain't have a pot to piss, but now I'm having a whole lot of shit. Grew up kinda fast. I refuse to come and last shit. I've been on the ass, trying to touch $1 million cash. Yeah, diamonds dancing. Yeah, drippy. Ayy, heard they want my head, well tell them get up with me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to them gangs, bruh. DT and them. That was Trench Baby, man. That was Rich Willa, Prophet, and DT. Or Rich Walla. I know them two. Them cats they was on a TV show. You seen Smiling Faces? Yeah. Deechy, he on there, and Prophet Marley, they on that TV show called Smiling Faces. It's a hood, it's a STL little hood streaming TV show and shit like that.
Okay.
It's pretty cool, talking about the dope scene, man. We got a couple more minutes left in this episode, talking about financial literacy and the mindset. If someone was listening and wants to improve their finance today, what are 3 things they should do?
I would definitely say start investing as soon as possible. As soon as possible. A lot of people are probably living with someone. So, I mean, it's very common. So, like I said, if you have extra money around, because everybody got a job. If you don't got a job, you making money somehow. But either way it goes, if you have extra money laying around, start investing as soon as possible. Go get that CD. Literally, go get that CD. That's the quickest way to build up a banking relationship. So go ahead and go do it. Nothing's really stopping you. And like I said, you're guaranteed to get some type of return. Same thing. Like if you have some money, that's the best way to get a vehicle. Lend against your own money. Definitely say credit management.
Definitely.
Learning how to maintain that credit. Don't go out there borrowing more than you can afford. I would definitely say, yes, stay within your means. And I would say the mindset. Definitely the mindset. You got to have the mindset to want to have money.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people have that broke mindset or that poverty mindset. You got to really develop your mindset, I feel like, to maintain lucrative funds. And we all know that.
Yeah, I would say that's the first thing that you need is that mindset, for real. Dead ass, my phone just died and shit. Damn. Sorry, everybody that was on the live. That's why y'all got to come and watch it on YouTube, man. Straight up. So, all right. So how does someone choose the right policy for their situation as far as like life insurance?
I would say knowing what you want. Yeah, when you talk about life insurance, you really got to know how you want your money distributed in that time of an event. And that really just comes down to knowing what you want. Like when you're looking at power of attorneys, it is a document that is very specific in regards to how that person wants their money managed.
Yeah.
It breaks it all the way down. And I feel like that's the best way to go because you can't, too much trust people out here. But you at the same time got to have somebody to be able to take access of your funds because you don't want it to go to probate. So I would definitely say just come down to you evaluating the needs for yourself. That same thing like with creating a budget. You got to evaluate your priorities yourself. So when you know those things and know what you want to pay for and knowing how it wants to be distributed, then you can pretty much evaluate how much you want to put into it.
I feel that.
Because it doesn't cost a lot. A lot of people think having a life insurance plan costs a lot. It really don't.
I was just about to ask that too. So what's the most affordable way to get covered for? I was just about to ask that. So what's the most affordable way to get covered?
I would say to start looking at companies that have a lot of banks and credit unions have them, but I would say look outside of that. Like I said, you don't want everything in one spot, so I would definitely say look into other companies that have those things, and just pretty much go from there, shopping around. Like I said, it's going to take time, but you're going to have to sit, meet with people, talk to people, and really see if they have the best plan for you in regards to coverage, because every policy covers very, very different things. So that's why I say it really comes down to what you want. Because sometimes you have to get multiple coverages to make sure that you're okay. A lot of people don't know that if you're in the hospital, you can get paid for being in the hospital. So it's like just knowing that, go get it. Like if you're in the hospital, you can go get a check, and not only from the government. So yeah, I would definitely say looking into those things, looking it up, but also keeping an advisor around. A lot of people, for me, I would say in this world, advising does cost. But
Definitely.
The type of person that I am and the type of change that I'm trying to promote out there is that, again, knowledge should not cost. So like I said, when you come to me, I don't charge you. I am guaranteed to help you along the way, every step of the way. But also, again, do your own research, because some people, they're okay with paying a price. So it's like, again, it comes down to your priorities and your budget. That's really what it comes down to, your budget. Because you don't want everything going into just saving up. You don't want to save up all your money. You at least have to have something to live off of. And you have to have some type of liability, emergency funds.
Definitely. So would you say, is Prime America a good company to get life insurance? Okay.
I heard of that company. So I haven't seen any bad reviews or anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, because they come around a lot, and people, they say, oh, you got some good coverage, and da-da-da-da-da. So I didn't know if you probably seen it or not.
Yeah. Like I said, it comes down to your priorities and your preference. It's just like finding a bank account. It comes down to your preference. You know, what really do you want out of it? Are they really taking care of you? Are they really going to value you as a customer or a member? I feel like that's what we're in today's world. Are you actually going to value me? Are you going to hear my goals? Or are you just going to tell me where to put my money,
Right.
you know, because you think it's best? You know, so it's like, are you really going to value my priorities? I feel like that just comes down to, like I said, you have to seek and find.
I feel that. So what other financial planning tools should people have alongside life insurance? So what else should they have aside life insurance, you know?
I would say some type of property. Because property is equivalent to equity.
Right.
So if you do have a vehicle, or if you do have a house, or a business, those are good equity tools. Because you have more coming back to you. It's not just always going to Uncle Sam.
Right.
So I would definitely say a vehicle that has equity. So yeah, if you can get a house, that's your equity right there. Because if something was to drastically happen, you could put that as collateral instead of having that risk that if something happened and you can't pay back, now collections coming after you. You know what I'm saying? So same with, this is why a lot of people have made businesses, because it's like, if you get in those situations, you don't want IRS coming after you. You don't want them coming after your address and all your personal things. So it's like, I'll put my business on for collateral, because they'll honestly go for business before they go for you.
Right.
The world is not meant to just make you suffer and fail, you know? And I can't stress that enough for people. A lot of people think that, but it's like, it's really not. Because when you look at finances, we cannot stress enough about that liability. Like, you need to have some type of protection against your life and against your funds. Honestly.
Right. For real. Damn, for real. So any final words, thoughts, and wisdom?
I would definitely say stay safe out there. Fraud is high.
Yeah, for real.
And definitely, like I say, retain your money. Don't go spending crazy out here. Stay within your means. Like, I can't stress that enough. Stay within your means. Yes.
Yeah. And any resources, websites, or like books that you want to recommend anybody? Cause we finna get up out of here. So this your last, let us know. What's one last thing we should do?
Stay prayed up.
Stay prayed up.
Yeah.
The power of prayer.
Yeah.
So yeah, where can if people have any more questions, where can they follow you? Where can they get in contact with you?
Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely via email.
Okay, let them know.
Because again, I am a financial advisor, so I am taking consultations. So if you actually for real about talking about your finances and actually setting up a plan for yourself in regards to wealth management, then yes, definitely get in contact with me, because I'm as serious as you are. You know, so time is money. So as serious as you want to put into it, that's how serious I'm going to give it back to you.
I feel
so I would definitely say, reach out to me, because this is just, on and up.
Right. I feel, well, how can they, tell them your email address or whatever so they can reach out to you. You might have listeners here.
Yeah, I would definitely say T as in Tom, and then my last name, Spruill. If you're familiar with the Spruills Club,
Yeah, Spruills nightclub, turn up.
St. Louis native, But definitely T as in Tom, and then my last name, Spruill, and then 777@gmail.com.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
And then your IG, let them know. So
Ooh.
I know you ain't trying to look. I mean,
it's Tamia, ITS_TAMIAAA. I know it got 3 A's in it. Yeah.
Hey.
On me. AAA, period.
That's what's up, gang. That was litty, man. So we definitely appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Schooling us on some financial literacy, because we need this conversation. We need to know that, with $1,000 I can get a CD and that can grow interest.
You can do a lot with $1,000.
Because people don't know. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's cool. Everybody think if I get the bag, I just go flip some drugs. So, that's the only thing niggas want to invest
there's
in.
other secure ways to actually retain your money. Yes.
For sure.
Definitely about restoring hope. There's a way.
What?
There's a will, there's a way.
On me. That's what my grandma used to say. So, yeah, man, shout out to you, Miss Tamia. We really appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
It's been another great episode of Cartoons and Cuts, man. I'm going to leave y'all with one last video as we head up out the door, man. Y'all enjoy this funky Saturday. I was going to say Friday. But y'all enjoy this Saturday, man. I think the Cards lost, but that shouldn't break y'all spirit. So here it goes. Hood Vibes with my nigga C-Tate, Breadwinner King. We're going to go all the way to Alabama with this one. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's get it.
Everybody posted up on the corner though. Hood vibes, we didn't meet at the spot, we met at the corner store. Hood vibes, everybody call them sister, they really the hood hoe. Hood vibes, partner been rocking the G-Shot, you want him to roll it oh. Hood vibes, I know one nigga live, but shit, he dead broke. Hood vibes, came over on the pier, still gave me that head though. Hood vibes, say she used like girls, I turned out to lesbo. Hood vibes, say he the biggest gangster, ain't got no bread though. This little bitch I used to fuck with told me I'm a superstar. Soon as I wake up in the morning, I get to blowing that stupid out. I told Kane, let me go with the range. Put in my shoes and go run up some change. I need a chain trying to see Johnny Dang. Ain't no motherfucker smut on my name. I'm all in Cali and I was just walking and give me some switches like that, she crazy. She used to ain't want me, but look at the table. That time she trying to have my little baby. They trying to see how we live and bite the style and get a little fame out the shit. I ain't even fucked the hoe, she wanted me to. I just got a little brain out the bitch. I just fucked the wig off. I ain't even going a day with the bitch. I still get the mid off, but I'm on the strip rolling rusty and blitz. And if she don't hit that head right, you know I'm kicking her right out the bitch. She ain't gonna see me after we fuck, ain't wait for the bitch when I ain't the bitch. Hood vibes, everybody posted up on the corner though. Hood vibes, we ain't even meet at the spot, we met at the corner store. Hood